Welcome to the Everyday Leader podcast, where conversations inspire action, growth, and impact. Hosted by two passionate leaders, Shannon and Conrad, this podcast is for those who strive to lead with purpose and integrity in their life. Whether you're navigating big decisions, seeking balance, or dreaming of creating change, we're here to help explore the tools, stories, and insights that help everyday leaders thrive. Join us each episode as we dive into the art of leadership at work, at home, and in the world. Because leadership isn't a title, it's a way of being.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday Leader. Shannon here with Conrad. And today we are going to talk about staff morale. We've been working with leaders, as you all know, and teams, and oftentimes this comes up, staff morale. So we want to break this down a little bit and share some inquiries for you to consider when staff morale, that language, those two words, come up.
Yeah, and it may be different language. It could be team morale. It could be something to do with a family morale. So we know that this is about a system of people or a group of people and the energy that is present in there. And even you saying that, Shannon, it has me go to it must not be good morale. It must be bad.
It's like morale. Wah, wah. Like, it's not exciting. You mentioned this earlier. It's not exciting. It feels heavy. And it has a lot of unpacking. Like, it's like, you're going to have to unpack some stuff to really understand what this means.
Yeah. So if this was a suitcase full of good or bad morale or morale in general, where do you start unpacking, Shannon? Like, what's the place that you would look?
Yeah, I think this just in, right? That poor morale is got an energy to it. So oftentimes I wonder, what is the sort of the energetic impact that is a result of this poor morale? What are you sort of noticing as a result of that, and kind of start there? But then it also does have some behaviors usually that go along with it, or some beliefs or some assumptions, right? That's sort of there. Like, if I were to have compartments in this bag, that would be the compartments. Like, okay, what is the energy of this? What are the behaviors that you're noticing with this? What are the beliefs and the assumptions that come with this?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things, those are sort of like the different, those little packing cubes. Those are the cubes inside this bag.
Right. And putting them all out on the table, looking at each one of these pieces of the system or the suitcase. And it's it felt very diagnostic when you broke that down. I'm really appreciating the unpacking and looking at each one of these pieces to get a diagnostic picture of current state, right? Leaders need to know, they may see that the morale is down, and they need to know the sources or the typical current state of each one of these areas.
Yes, exactly. There's some assessing that needs to happen to really get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. And after that, so that's one way to do it, is what I'm getting is like unpacking it, assessment, diagnosis, looking at behaviors, looking at the pieces of energy that's there. And on the other side is pointing to what is ideal, or what are the values or purpose, or why do we exist as a team? So that's the other direction we've gone with clients before. So analysis, Great idea. And also pointing to what is it that needs to be reestablished in your values, your mission, your purpose, who you are as a group, as a team, as a staff.
Yes. That is so key, because there's what we know about the morale in any relationship is that there are things that we can control when it comes to improving morale, and there are things that we cannot. So the assessment kind of helps us identify, okay, maybe there are some things that as a leader of this family, this group, this team, that I can do to support more improvements of morale, right? Improving
Mhm.
things. Maybe I need to communicate better. Maybe there needs to be some more transparency with these other systems or elements of, our organization. But then there are a lot of things that leaders cannot control,
Mhm.
right? You cannot control somebody else's experience of fill in the blank. You really can't. So I can do a lot in terms of helping people understand systems, how things work, right? But their experience of that is something that's sort of in their own court. And where I think we can get stuck sometimes is by taking too much responsibility for that.
Mm.
And where we can divert that need or that tendency, that desire to want to fix that and make everything all better, and have
Mm.
off the charts morale scores,
Whatever that means,
whatever
right?
that is by inviting people into the possibility, inviting people into the vision, inviting people into those elements that are actually quite energizing and provide avenues for fulfillment, whether it be in the
Right.
work, the relationship, whatever that is.
Right. It's got that enrolling. I'm really appreciating this, Shannon. It's got that enrolling quality to say, hey, let's look at the things that we can influence and how we look at the circumstances around. And as we do that, listen, enroll, invite, include into this vision, this purpose, this mission that is greater than one individual
Exactly.
cause. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got a forward momentum. So the two pieces of when you may hear this on your team or when you're working with others, like you can do the analysis, right? Get curious about unpacking that. We use the metaphor of the suitcase, unpacking those different elements and putting them all on the table and say, okay, what's not working in this system? What's maybe some policy that needs to change or some behaviors or something I need to do different? Not taking too much responsibility, taking the responsibility to then move or enroll them into what's important about them being a part of the team.
Yes. Yes. And something I know, especially for, leaders who are very purpose driven and incredibly, let's say, like empathic leaders, can get a little sticky with, is feeling like they're asking people who may have had some whatever their experience is, right? Maybe it's baggage, or it's hurt feelings, or it's some healing that still needs to happen, or something that still needs to be cleaned up, and asking them to just forget about it and like move into the vision and get excited and be, like be jazzed to be a part of this new team culture, the team culture, whatever it is. So stepping over or not acknowledging um, the past. And I think that what we forget is that two things can be true. You can both
Mm.
acknowledge the situation, take responsibility for what parts as a leader you can take responsibility for, while also inviting and making the offer of this vision and this culture that is possible for them to be a part of.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate you taking a stand for not stepping over anything, like bringing that to light, taking responsibility for your part in that, whatever that may be. And two things can be true, underlining what Shannon said. Two things are true in this case, moving the vision, moving the culture forward. So don't ever step over anything, because that's not responsible human leadership. Like, acknowledge, heal, reveal, whatever needs to happen there, and go.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what is this in a nutshell, Conrad? Can you maybe land this with a maybe like a personal example?
Let's see. A personal example. I know in my family system, there are times when we are engaged in life, doing our own thing, and the morale can get kind of flat. I'll call it flat or neutral. Um, and the nutshell piece for me is first to be aware of that, to acknowledge it, and then create space to be in conversation with my family, in this case, uh, to be in conversation and have it be revealed, like seen, and then come back to what's important for us as our family. So those are the steps for me as a leader: is be aware of it. Oh, morale's neutral, morale's flat. Acknowledge it, and then make space. Those are the first three pieces, because for me, that's really important. To then, if that space is not created, then it's tough for there to be a shift or a recommitment to purpose.
Yeah.
We
I
didn't
love
mention that in
that.
the other piece, the spatial piece. That was just in as you invited in just thinking about a personal example within my beautiful family system.
Yeah. Well, and it is interesting too that the space isn't necessarily a whole bunch of answers or like a solution, right? Or a big closet full of board games. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is exactly. But it is just allowing it, right? Like, so what happens when you become aware of it and acknowledge it?
Yeah.
Those two things
And
alone. Yeah.
yeah, just those are the key first pieces, so that then there can be a shift back, or I say back, a shift forward, a shift of whatever needs to be uh, committed to, or attached, like reattached to, moving forward.
Yeah. I wish that was something that as leaders we could all appreciate for ourselves. That those two things, when you do those two things, when something's not going right or there's a morale issue, that acknowledging it and that being aware of it and acknowledging it are huge. Those are huge, huge moments for a team, for a family, for any kind of relationship. Um, Huge. And I think, I just see leaders just kind of like minimizing that. Like, well, I'm aware of it and I acknowledged it, but now I have this huge hill to climb to like fix all of it. And it's like, no, you actually did the hardest part
Right.
was knowing that it was there and acknowledging it.
Yes.
You've
May we
already
all.
shifted. The morale
Yeah.
it's already shifted something, right? It isn't everything. It isn't the end all be all, but it's something.
Yes. May we all remember that. That's to
Ah.
Yeah.
All right, Conrad. Thanks again. Thanks y'all for listening and see you next time.
Be well.